Hi, my name is Patricia McNeely. I'm a twin flame from Chicago, and I'm continuing my series of videos talking about your new light body, the merging and emerging parts of your body. And today I'm going to be talking about the upper but inner divine chakras that we have that are being activated on people. I want to take a moment here to say that some people may just be experiencing this as some painful physical sensations, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit and a little bit about what you can do to alleviate it. Some of the other things to know is that this is a process. Although you would love to probably flip a switch and have this process be done, it's being done in this way just so that people don't blow a gasket, don't have a nervous breakdown, and can maintain their life, maintain some semblance of staying grounded and still continue along. So I'm going to go right into your divine inner upper chakras. And I have another drawing, but I think what I'm going to do first is go to the drawing after I talk about some of this. So in my last video, I spoke about what my guides have referred to as the royal crown chakra, which is actually merged with your crown. Now this tends to feel, for a lot of people, it felt like this for me, almost like a helmet descending over your head. And this does become a part of your Merkaba as you have been merging all of your bodies together. So as you're actually collapsing your old mental body, which was like a file cabinet, dragging that thing around, there's several things that happen simultaneously with your head. So the old egoic mental and emotional body is being collapsed systematically. Think of like cardboard boxes you're just flattening and you're stacking them and you're getting rid of them. That is an essential thing that needs to happen for us to go into the new. It's no longer necessary to carry around a file cabinet of information. And things are getting to the extreme where, you feel that everything is sort of analyzed to death or labeled and detailed. And so this is another reason why my videos, while I want them to be informational and I do want them to be a comfort to people, they are sort of a general overview because the main focus is you. It's also you with your twin, your sacred union, and being back in love. So this is all being done to bring you back to a state of oneness and intimacy and feeling loved and supported by the universe, with each other, and the feeling of being in love, all of the passion, all of the romance that originates from the passion for each other. And it can be very raw and primal. It can be very sweet and poignant and everything in between. But how do we get there? How do we get from this point to that point? Well, this is just a part of the process. The other part is collapsing things yourself as you see fit and as it comes up to you. So the royal crown is actually a chakra that at this time does belong to illumined twins from Source. Us from the Magdalene Joshua Soul Group do have this open and activated. It's been a little bit painful for a lot of people to actually have this put back into place. It is together with your crown. This is you and your oneness at Source. And on the right side, your temple is the, I got this name from my guides. I call it the Temple of the Divine Masculine. The left side is the Temple of the Divine Feminine. Now, along with this, you have a new visioning system. Now, the new visioning system not only includes your eyes that see the exterior world. These are your eyes in your other dimensional selves. So this is you being able to see things at source for Lumen Twins. And for other angelics, this enables you to see things that maybe in the third and fourth dimension, people will say, well, that's not there. Or how can you see angels? Or how can you see colors on people? How can you see things flying? Or how can you see formations in the clouds when other people don't? Well, more and more this is going to start opening for people. And no, you're not going crazy, but it sort of requires you to practice opening that vision, practice seeing things with it. Some of it you'll be able to see when you close your eyes and you're sort of seeing on the inside. Some of it you will see on the outside, and it is something that requires you to find a state of balance and practice. You practice expanding it and contracting it. Now, some of this is going to be like riding a bike. You get a bike, you still have to get on the bike, ride the bike, try the bike, get really good with the bike. A lot of us are in the state where we've gotten hurt, we've gotten wounded. We need to get back on, and as we ride, as we try it, it all comes back to us with some familiarity. So some of this, although it's painful, as you adjust, it will begin to feel familiar, and you'll find that your body has its own intelligence that helps you adjust. You know, you'll feel vibrations where you push things off, or you'll feel like you'll have to make a movement. In the third dimension, you might look a little kooky going like this or adjusting yourself, but that is sometimes absolutely what's required for you to feel better. So go ahead and do that and just do your best with it. We will be covering more, and as we go along here, you'll begin to see how all of these changes are making sense. Now, your new visioning system contains the pineal and the pituitary glands merged. They are now chakras. They're on the inside. Your right eye is now your masculine eye and your eye chakra, and the left is the feminine eye and feminine eye chakra. What does the pineal gland do? Well, we're not going to talk about science or medical science right now from this level. We're going to talk about what does this do for angelics, because this is your angelic light body that you actually came here to template, receive, blueprint. You came here to receive the blueprints and template it, customize it to you and your twin. So this enables your connection all the way to source. And so this enables you to see in different levels. So sometimes as you go to sleep, or for some of us, a meditation is no longer a meditation as we once defined it. Meditation might be resting, and you may see things in your, what we call the mind's eye. It's actually your heart eye, because your eyes have been connected to your high heart, your heart, and to the upper dimensions. So your eyes sometimes are enabling you to see, as you might go through a fog. You know, when you used to meditate, you'd come up against these sort of, maybe it felt like a barrier or a barricade that you need to get over. Now you're able to get through it, and you're able to see things. You're able to see maybe futuristic events. Even this itself, these are the parts where you work on yourself, because is it something you should collapse? Is it something that will happen, and yet maybe you need to keep quiet about it? I've seen things about my family, and I've had to be very discerning about, do I tell them, do I not tell them, because they're still here on their own journey. Sometimes I have told them if I felt it's something very important, and it's not always bad stuff. It's not always seeing a future catastrophic or traumatic event. Now, here is something that I would really like to point out to a lot of you, particularly Illumin twins. Be aware that you've made your connections to source, so you're actually doing the opposite. You're coming back down through the miasm. And in this miasm, you will see faces, you'll see some strange stuff. It's just the stuff that's still flittering off of us. You have to filter it out as you come through. Don't engage again in the chaos. Don't think necessarily that you're back in a cycle or it's the Mercury retrograde. Try to let go of those old limiting beliefs of I didn't go anywhere or I haven't done anything. I've made a hole in the water. It's a Mercury retrograde. It's an eclipse. It's this or that. Those cosmic forces for twins are actually accomplishing different things. That I could cover on a whole entirely separate video. But think of it as almost having, cosmic forces pushing and pulling. You're being pulled in maybe all four corners. You're being pushed and pressurized. And your twin is also. So it requires a high degree of sensitivity, but discernment and focus. Focus on what we're doing here. Focus on being in love. Focus on kissing your twin. If you don't know what to do, kiss your twin. That's always the best option ever. Okay, your pineal gland, which is magnetic, so the pituitary, which is the electric, has merged into the pineal. And so we sort of have these glands, and they are merging together so that they're becoming sort of a sphere within a sphere within a sphere, and you're getting, sort of this effect. It's here and it's outer, outer, outer. So everything's sort of expanding you out, and you may have had sensations feeling like something is inserted in. Now, what does this let you do? This enables you to not only see colors, see feelings on people. You can see blocked areas on other people, and you can also see the truth. Now, how does that appear? Well, it appears as a feeling, because as you see it, you take it in. Your heart is steering you and guiding you, and it's telling you, this is part of your baloney detector. You are able to see that that's not the truth, or that person's lying, or I know my kid is lying, I know my boss is lying, I know this. You then have the choice of what action or non-action do you take. Do you not react? Do you take an action? So this is actually very important for us, because there are a lot of people who are going to start seeing and feeling colors. And I will say this also. The colors are going to be different as these chakras are merged together. A lot of the previous foundation of information, I don't want to call it old information, it's a foundation of the 7 chakra system. And for lumens, we had 12 chakras that we were wired up with when we incarnated. You have colors, but now these are merged. So it is possible to have an orange and purple together, and it looks lovely. It looks absolutely perfect, because it's an angelic color that you couldn't draw with a crayon. It would look muddy with a crayon. But on angelics, these colors actually, they flow and they blend, and it looks very shimmery and rainbowy. And people do see this. There are people who are gifted and will be able to see things to heal on people, similar to how Reiki masters do this now, or reconnective healers. You're going to begin to see and feel the colors. There is something new that actually my son, who's 9, told me his guides taught him, and that is something that he calls angel touching. What this was a very light touch on different chakra points to not only alleviate but to adjust the chakras. See, because at this point, we're not expecting to be blocked and need major clearing. We are expecting that sometimes we will have uncomfortable spots as we adjust or we come into situations. But even that has been made as easy as possible, where the simple, gentle, light touches are all that's required. We're not talking about deep tissue massage here. We're talking about moving the energies so that you feel better. Some of you may attempt to do some things at home. Again, be discerning that what you're doing for yourself feels right. And if you do still need to go to a professional medical doctor, acupuncturist, Reiki practitioner, by all means do that, because we are in transition. Your human body may need it, and you're sort of in that in-between space where you've got two bodies bridging where we're going here. Okay, there are also people that will feel numbers, and that is something that I do also want to say, that as we come back through the dimensions, just at the points that we separate, people do see numbers. They'll see sequences of numbers, and that is sort of the intellect side of the mind that interprets things as a number. But again, focus on the love, because we're not here to be numerologists, even though you may have a gift towards it. We're here to, as twin flames, we are here to be the love. Our love is fueling everything new and making things renewed in love. But there will be people that as they become who they are, what by being they will then do in the world. One of those abilities is financial trends, numbers. You'll see people that absolutely know where to invest. Again, your heart will tell you who's trustworthy, who is a good broker, who is a good person to trust with your retirement money. Because we are going to be transitioning here for a little bit. We will still use money. We still, we'll have things that we need to discern about it. There are people who are gifted to do that. The very next thing to talk about is the pituitary into the pineal is your portal in and out of the human body, and it's also, the pituitary is the potential for exponential growth. So that's your grow. This is actually how we will become younger looking and feeling, and also start turning back the aging clock. Now, the next chakra I want to talk about, a lot of people are having trouble with this. Physical trouble, I mean, just sort of struggling with a lot of aches and pains. The mouth of God. The mouth of God is actually your entire mouth, especially on the inside. The upper palate, the teeth, the upper mandible, and the tongue. So all of this is actually able to expand out to become its own chakra. The upper palate is merged with the pineal, and it includes the upper mandible, the teeth, the tongue, the lower mandible, and the teeth. The lower side is merged with the pituitary. So again, you've got the electric, magnetic going on right inside your mouth, merging there. The other chakras, some of these I covered in my last video. The parotid, this is your directional for your eventual ability to fly. I know lots of you have had flying dreams, and maybe you miss flying, and maybe you miss maybe those dreams have stopped for you like they have for a lot of people. That's because it's going to become your reality. And you might think I'm talking pie in the sky. These aches and pains and discomforts, as they adjust, should begin to tell you that this is bringing us into the realm of the possible. We're physically manifesting this. The parotid is sort of, think of this as your compass. This lets you know what direction, what's up, what's down, and where to go. Your thyroid, this is also connected to the balancing of your masculine and your feminine eyes. So your right is your masculine. This sends the energy out. So as you look at your twin, the energy from your right eye is going out to them. The energy from their right eye is being received in your left. And this is how you are circulating this in your own infinity symbol, just by looking at each other. This is one of the ways that only twins can make love with each other with their eyes. We make love with each other with our eyes. You can't do that with a soulmate. You can look at a soulmate and love a soulmate, but you will not have the same body and energetic effect. You will not be able to merge with that soulmate. And you will also experience some discomfort. And I haven't personally had problems with my eyes, although I wear contact lenses. I have sometimes to hold an eye open or something like that while it adjusts. Please know that there are people that will have some contention with their eyes. Maybe if they're looking too much at electronics, maybe it's part of their job. And it's important to rest your eyes and allow them time to adjust. Again, rest, 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 water, ground as best you can. Your temperance, which is your thymus, and again, Illumin twins were born with this. This is your overall conductor of your comportance, how you comport yourself in the world, how you conduct yourself, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. This is bringing people into alignment with their heart and enabling them to speak their truth and say, oh, I can't do that, or please don't ask me to do that, I can't, I don't find it appropriate. Or what's appropriate behavior with either gender. You'll start to find that not only are people's moral compass being brought into line, sometimes even against their own will, that the way you comport yourself and conduct yourself in all your affairs is changing, and it's becoming very seamless because your actual body is helping you with this. It's not a mental process. It's your heart connecting and feeling what's appropriate in any given situation, particularly with your twin. And it's important to stay connected with your twin. That's also the subject of a future webinar that I'm going to have in April, is clearing and connecting with your twin in the body, regardless of whether or not you're with your twin. So stay tuned. There's much more to come from these overviews here. Lastly, I'll talk about your salivary gland. Your salivary gland, the salivary glands here, you know, sometimes we've had that old response, we smell food or we see things, we start salivating. It's starting to shift. And I actually had a friend whose young lady daughter, she was 20 years old, actually got mumps, and we were like, who gets mumps anymore? This is an inflammation of the salivary gland, the one that used to be much more serious. So there's even diseases making another round to kind of inflame us and get us out of here. This is connected to the new elemental and the cosmic etheric substances, material substances. This is anything that you could eat, juices, tea, things that you eat or drink, that you take in, aromas, fragrances. This is very important, so that I want you to know, when we get to the new, in the fifth dimension, we still eat food. We just don't have to eat it to survive. We eat it for pure enjoyment. And some of you may find already that you'll eat, you'll get to your comfort level and you'll be like, it's enough, I enjoyed it. Or you might decide, you know what, I really need ice cream for dinner, and that's what I want, and you'll eat it, feel full, and that's your dinner. Your body is actually getting what it needs, especially if you're connecting directly with your twin. Because what that means is that you are alchemizing or synthesizing everything your body needs anyway. Now, does it mean don't eat fruits or vegetables? Eat your fruits and vegetables. Do what your mama told you. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Drink your water. Eat the best you can. Eat moderately. But you'll start to find that as you're adjusting here, that eating and food gets to be a little more fun. You can try things again. You can enjoy it. The other thing I want to let you know is that what happens if you eat something that's odd or old, you know, possibly it's more than a week old and you smell it and well, first of all, you might be able to just tell by the smell because you're pretty wired up now. But what if you eat something that's potentially poisonous for you? You'll get to the point of transmuting it. Again, be so careful with yourself in terms of really discerning these things, because it's still a delicate process. We are finessing this. We are getting to the place where we are so strong in our union. But during the process, we're all a little bit fragile, even though we're tough and strong. It's paradoxical, but think of it as having new skin. You know, you had a wound or you had a sunburn, and your skin is back, but it's sensitive. So you need to be a little delicate with yourself. So I want to show you now, how does this look? Well, here is another handy dandy drawing that my friend made for me. And what I'm going to show you is here, there's several trinities that have actually formed with the chakras. So you have the crown. Oh, let's see. Okay. You have the crown, and you have the right and left lobes. You have the temple of the divine masculine, temple of the divine feminine, and your crown chakra. Now, you can see that not only are we getting rid of the old brain function, as we connect to the higher Christ mind, we do connect the right and left lobes appropriately. Now, my own physical sensation of having my crown adjusted, so brow the crown, it actually felt like someone took the lobes of my brain, cracked it open, adjusted something, and then smushed it back together. And this is actually a very this has been painful for some people. That happened to me over a year ago, and it was like the worst sinus headache I ever had. I never get migraines, but that's what was occurring. I knew what was occurring. All I could do really was I put a winter. It was July. I put a winter hat on. I bundled all up because it was so cold, and I went to bed, slept it off. And that was all I could do. You have to allow this process and work with it. Try not to fight it, sometimes even though it's painful. Your pineal and pituitary are now merged, and your visioning system. So you have your eyes, are the outer parts are the chakras that will feel like they kind of actually extend out. So you could see that we're kind of getting one big complex here of chakras. The next one is the upper and lower mandible and the lips of your mouth of God chakra. So, and these keep getting closer. So, you know, you've got this effect going on. So what does that start to look like? It's starting to look like you're becoming your own one big orb of light energy. And that's what we are. We are love incarnated, love embodied. Takes the solid form here. This is the high heart trinity. You have the throat, you have the thymus, and the thyroid complex. Sorry, that's not really the size. So what does this look like? This looks like old depictions of a shamrock, a trinity, the 3 into 1, and that is what we are becoming. The 3 into 1, masculine, feminine. Doesn't matter, again, doesn't matter what gender body you're in, whether you're gay, lesbian, identify as bisexual, transsexual, intersex, which are people that are born with additional chromosomes, and you can't tell on the outside of their body what gender they are. Or you identify as, you know, straight up arrow, straight heterosexual male, or, you know, straight feminine. We're all along the spectrum here, and we're all important. You are all so very loved and necessary. So keep focusing on your twin and being with your one true love, because this process, while it's very organic and intense. It's happening at an accelerated rate that we really at this level cannot control. This is your soul. You're completely embodying your soul, and you are reactivating yourself at the cosmic level, at the universal level, at source level. And this is an amazing process. This is going to reap for you amazing benefits, including the ability to go. Now, I know there's a lot of us who actually, say to ourselves, oh my God, there's more trouble in the world, there's chaos, this happened, or so-and-so has cancer, I wanted to do something, can't I just get out of here? Guess what? You're going to be able to get out of here. You're going to be able to get out of here. So how important is it to focus on the external world? Aren't you more important by being who you came here to be? How would this planet be if everyone was in love, in a state of love? And of course not in pain to get to the love. It's not the love that's painful. These are the growing pains. Okay, everything is connected to your heart. Everything, your eyes, everything is being steered by your personal heart and the high heart. This is the high heart complex. And this is your source, oneness. And this is your exit point. Now, how do you actually get out of the body? It's not a mystery. I'm going to tell you right now. It's up through your palate on the left side. Can you do it by yourself? Not anymore. Along with all this new, I'm going to tell you, it's like a system of checks and balances. Just like, at anything that you have, nobody can tinker with it. Nobody can tamper with you. Nobody can derail you, really. Only you can really, kind of work around these things that you feel are blocking. And at this point, instead of a huge brick wall, it should be like a barricade that you have to hurdle over. Maybe not an easy one, but please know that the walls keep tumbling down. Keep trying, because you are intended, it is the divine plan to be in love, to be with your beloved, to be one with your love, so you can take it as far as you want to go. And don't let anyone talk you out of the destiny that you planned for yourself. This is you. This is your heart. This is your soul. Please be diligent about yourself. If you don't know what to do, do nothing, but then try again when you feel that feeling shift. Staying still and receiving is not the same as doing nothing, but when you don't know, then do nothing. Do nothing. Have a cup of tea or something. It will shift because this keeps moving. The feminine keeps moving everything, even all the situations you see in the world. Everything. So here's where we're at. Want to remind you again that the sacred geometry, while it shapes, it's energetic shapes. I drew this a while back. This is you and your twin, your inner circle, and you move outer and outer. And that's both here in your environment, in the places where you live, and in the universe. So there is a plan for you to be able to be truly empowered and go. Oh, I just remembered. I have one more thing to really tell you about. The mouth of God, which is the exit and the portal in and out. This will, as you get, a lot of people, especially me, friends of mine, people that I've talked to in sessions that I do, it's blasting open. You'll feel it. The way it shows up, though, is a lot of teeth grinding or teeth gnashing. Do yourself a favor. Buy yourself a mouth guard. This is just a cheap one from the pharmacy. I think it was a set of 2. I think it was $18 American. Keep it in. Keep your teeth safe for your human body, because some of you will have intense teeth pain, palate pain, sinuses, ears. You might feel repeatedly like your ears and sinuses are stuffy. That's still the expansion of your upper palate, and it's being kind of perforated by your soul and giving you the ability to get up and out. So that's everything that I have for now. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to feel your heart, focus on your own beloved, and I really want to encourage you to do what we do here in Chicago and believe. This is my little believe bracelet. The Chicago Cubs, they seem to lose out every year, and everyone still loves them. And that's sort of the thing here. It's gotten almost so bad that it's good. And it reminds me of what my guide said. The good always uses the bad to create more good. And people just seem to enjoy believing that the Cubs will make it to the World Series. It's that time of year to go out in the world and go into action. Enjoy your beloved. Stay tuned. I will have a couple more videos and a webinar coming up in April to help you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.